This is the Simpit. I'm your host, Sean Cole, but the real star of today's show are my good friends, my buddies, and supporters of the show, also called on the show from time to time, the patron team, the Simpit patron team. So these are a group of people who have gone out of their way to make sure they help support the show and become part of the Simpit community, and I often refer to them also as the pit crew, but it is the group of people who are always there. When I'm throwing on events, they're the ones who are always there. When we're doing Wreckfest, they're always there. We plan, coordinate special events, and one of the things that we do together is each month we have a patron-only race. It's a race that I host, and I sit here on the sidelines calling the action, making these guys the real star of today's show in thanks for everything they do behind the scenes to make the Simpit that much better. So before I do too much of this stream without them, I am going to go in a very, very loud race room right now. We have a little bit over 20 people here ready to do some rally car racing. Right now you're looking at Alex Tolman in his VW trying to get up to speed with Daytona. And what am I hearing so loud right now that I don't hear? Bear with me one moment. I don't need to hear this background noise. It's very distracting. Sorry about that. So let me right now jump in the race room with the rest of the guys and say hello to the guys. Hello, patron team. Hello, guys. Is it qualifying? Should I hush hush? I'm going to mute myself on their channel real quick, and that way I can talk to you guys, and we'll keep up on the leaderboard and see what's going on. Right now, it looks like Billy Strange is running 42.756, so why don't we tune in with Billy Strange real quick. I see some of my graphics are in my way. Just kind of playing around with some things today. Having fun, if you know what I mean. There's Billy Strange out there in the Ford Fiesta. Right now sitting in position number 1 with a 42.659 last time by. In qualifying, or I should say in practice, Jesse Conroy was the fastest in practice, and right now sitting in second place with a 42.794. This is going to be a crazy day. And one thing I need to do is also apologize to the guys, because there are a few mistakes that could go on today. This is the first time I've ever done any kind of heat racing. We see Jesse get a little bit wide that time. William Martinez, El Bucho, talking about qualifying, not getting a great run in there, sitting in 15th. So right now, Scott Holmes with a 42.510 jumps up in the number 1 position. Billy Strange, Jesse Conroy, Phil Scrutton, Michael Thompson, Tyson Landis, Amir Assad, Brandon Skinner, Doug Hawley, Mark Mikowski, Nick Serberling. I gotta correct myself on that. Brian Ostreich, Joe Antonio, Alex Tolman, Lonnie Jameson, William Martinez, Daniel Clark, Severiano, Franco Espinoza, Tim Chitwood, and Heiko Sherman. Because Sean doesn't know what he's doing. That would be it. You know, one thing that I didn't get to do to you guys live on the stream, and I want to make sure it's perfectly clear, and I apologized a few times. I've never hosted a heat event in rally cars, and the only way to get as many people into the room and involved in the race is to do it via heat racing. We couldn't just put us all in one big race, which is what I originally wanted to do. So bear with the scenario, and it'll be a learning experience for me, and accept my apologies and have fun with it no matter what. And like I said, if it ends up real short, because it might just be 5 lap, 5 lap, 5 lap, that's kind of the world of rallycross too, though. So if that's the case, we'll end the stream and we'll just go do something else for fun. And there you go. Yep, that's our information. Alright, and all my overlays are covering my screen, so I can't see timers, which is really not convenient. Hello there, Shane. Oh, we have some placements, so right to the top, Tim. And one other thing I want to say to everybody in the stream and in the room, at the end of the racing, we will go ahead and do a contest, and I'll give away a shirt and mouse pad to a lucky patron member not needing to be here today. Do you guys want me to get out of here for the announcer booth, or do you want to hear it? Okay. Oh, green flag. Scott Holmes in that white car. Oh, carnage. We got a couple of VWs. We got the 55. Red, white, and blue. Who's in that? That's Lonnie Jameson having difficulty. Oh, too bad, Lonnie. Let's get back up on the leader. And right now, Amir Assad. Whoops. Why did I do that? Back to the leader. That's not the leader. Scott Holmes is in the lead. That's what we got going on. The 67 white. It was Amir. Oh, somebody's upside down. I see a car, the Jurassic Park car, over the wall. Going for broke there, not working out so good. Phil Scrutton in second. Amir Assad was in third. We're going to see a change there, and I think Doug Hawley might be crept up into third place when we get some scoring at the line. And at this point, oh, and Scott Holmes goes for the Joker on his first lap, taking advantage of that leading position. He's going to have a fastest lap there, and that's going to distance the gap between him and Phil Scrutton, obviously. Running in second. It looks like Phil had some kind of an issue because he's dropping back, and Doug Hawley now in second place. Let's tune in with Doug and see. Oh, Amir is out, that's for sure. Doug Hawley creeping in. It might have been a Joker lap run by Doug Hawley that got him that position over Phil Scrutton and kept him within striking distance of Scott Holmes, still leading the race. And these are very quick races, so here we are finishing up 2 laps already, only 3 laps to go. We're almost to the halfway point. About halfway around the lap is when we'll reach that point. And Phil Scrutton running in third in that Subaru, black and yellow Subaru. Oh, I see another time by on the Joker. This time, my thing's jumping around. That was Doug Hawley going to the Joker. So we are, my thing's focusing on the most exciting, I do believe. So let's... Did you do 2 Joker laps? Oh. Oh, and Scott Holmes gets a lucky break, and this can be mostly uncontested as he finishes his 3rd lap. Is there someone going around the oval? That is a great... Oh, Holmes running all alone in the front, goes sideways off the jump and could have put it into the barrier. A little bit of brake lockup, so despite this gigantic 7.5 second lead, Scott's making some mistakes. He needs to just calm it down. Keep it down. Relax. Hit your marks. You got only 1.5 laps to go. Oh, it sounds like we have some racing in the background. Second place, Phil Scrutton coming around in that blue Subaru with the Red Bull sponsor. Sitting in third place is Brian Ostreich. Oh, I'm sorry, he's in 4th place. What happened to Doug Hawley? Where is Doug Hawley? Doug Hawley is getting a black flag is what's happening to Doug Hawley. Brian making his way down for the Joker lap. Yeah, we're going to give Doug a little exemption on that. And I don't know what the scoreboard, but I think all the guys will give him a little bit of... Oh! Sideways by Phil through that tough section over the jump. Brian now within striking distance, looking at that 2nd position. All these guys, the front 2 transfer automatic, I think is what we just heard. Oh! Phil dumps it into the wall. That's not the way to go as Scott Holmes driving away from everybody. 7.9 seconds last time at the line, and this will be his final lap, I do believe. Lap number 6. He might even be done. He might just be on a glory run at this point. A glory run. Brian Ostrike being scored in second position. There we go. We get an update at the line. The start-finish line is at a very strange spot here. You start well before the actual start-finish line here at Daytona, as strange as that is. As Scott Holmes now completing that final lap. Actually, he is all done, so he already won the race. He's got that kind of a gap out in front of everybody. Brian Ostrike sitting in second. Phil Scruton, despite some troubles, looks like he's going to hang on to that third position. And I think the race ended a while ago, and I was calling the cool-down lap. But that just gives you an idea just how fast things happen here in Rallycross. I just kept going for practice too. I'm gonna go with that. All right, our next grid is ready to go, and it looks like Michael Thompson, is he sitting in the lead spot? I believe that's, oh no, I think it's Billy Strange sitting on the pole, the far inside there. We're 3 across here in Rallycross. Michael Thompson in the middle, and Heiko Sherman in third in the Great Britain looking. Oh, Billy jumped the line! Oh, all the warning in the world couldn't save Billy Strange from jumping the line. That's going to put him back to the back. He gives himself his own penalty, goes to the back of the grid, and now we will look back towards the front again and see what's going on. Oh, side by side, William Martinez on the inside, and it looks like he wasn't able to carry as much speed and lost that position in the end. Let's get back up with the leader. Oh, it's doing some really weird. There we go. Scoring Billy Strange at the lead, but that was the last time by. And I see a little damage on Billy's car now. So things have gone from bad to worse for Billy Strange. Heiko that is Joa giving it some e-brake action. The heavy flick. I think I saw the green and black unmistakable paint job of Mark Mikowski. Brett Favre off into the grass, so that's not working out for him. Everyone, you know, one apology I forgot to make to the group, and when I walked in this morning and told people what we were going to be doing, I was met with a little less enthusiasm than I thought. And in fact, it was quite the opposite. Guys were not exactly thrilled with the combination that I had picked for today, and it proves to be very difficult. But the main idea was these patron races, they're really for fun. Oh, and I see a little bit of trouble by Joa, letting Billy Strange get by the easy way as Joa puts it into the barrier. Tune back in with the leader real quick before I missed the action there again. And right now, the leader being scored is still Billy Strange. I think we're going to see a change here at the line. There we go. Michael Thompson takes over the top spot in that Oh Boy Oberto beef jerky. Anyone remember the old Oh Boy Oberto hydroplane car? It was always one of my favorites in the boat racing scene, that's for sure. Oh Boy Oberto. Sitting in second, Heiko Sherman, our in-house drifter rally driver. This guy knows all about sideways driving, so no surprise that on no practice at all, he'd find himself sitting in the second position and hot on the heels of Michael Thompson, about 1.6 seconds back as they are now on lap 3 of 5 in these very, very quick heat races. But we got a few more. Oh, Heiko touching that inside wall. He is definitely in the... See, you know, that's the difference between rally driving and drifting. For the most part, in rally racing, although they do come off, you try to keep your fenders on the car. Drifters, they don't care about fenders. That's just a waste of parts, I think. More things to fix at the end of the day. Michael Thompson goes down and takes his joker lap on lap 4 of 5, still in the lead. A little bit bigger margin now, 2.9 seconds. So that joker lap did prove to be about a 1.5 second advantage. Ooh, a little drop now down to 2.6 as Heiko getting faster each lap. Billy Strange has worked himself, despite a false start going to the back of the grid, despite a little bit of damage on the right front of that car. He is only 4.5 seconds back and closing the gap to Michael Thompson as he leads the way. Rounding out the rest of our grid, we've got Joe Antonio, William Martinez, Mark Mikowski, and Tim Chitwood in 7th place right now, as we see Michael Thompson on his 5th lap. Actually, I'm sorry, he's still in that little section between the starting line and the start-finish line, which happens right about there. Now he's on his final lap. You'll see Heiko Sherman took the joker that time by, and now 0.6 seconds back. He is right there. One small mistake by Michael Thompson, and they're going to be together. You can see Sherman working that inside line, gaining a little more time, but not a whole lot of time left in this race to get it done. Oh, and he goes a little too hard, and he loops it into the infield, and that is going to drop him not only from getting into the contention for the win, but from 2nd position. We're going to soon see Billy Strange running in second position after all his troubles, and Michael Thompson coming his last time through turn 1 as he heads towards the start-finish line in heat race number 2. And that will do it for him. Running in second will be Billy Strange as he comes line and gives a little clip of that barrier. Maybe it was a little payback for damage earlier. And Heiko Sherman, not sure what he's got going on out there as he struggles to get to the line, but it looks like, who is that who got by? Joa Antonio squeezes by for the 3rd spot, putting Heiko back to 4th after that over-aggressive driving on the backstretch, and William Martinez in 5th, and Mark Mikowski killing anything and everything he can get his hands on out there. He's sitting in 6th place, and Tim Chitwood putting on a little drift exhibition through 1 as he finishes his round in heat number 2. Now off to figure out who the drivers in round 3 are, because it doesn't help me very much, believe it or not. Oh, there. They are. Oh. Yeah, we have the cars gridded up for heat race number 3. Jesse Conroy sitting on the top spot. Tyson Landis in 2nd, outside, or on the, yeah, that is the outside. Brandon Skidder sitting in 3rd. And in our back row, we have Alex Tolman and Daniel Clark. So just 5 cars in this, the 3rd heat, as we get ready for these guys to do their 5-lap heat race. Jesse Conroy was blazing fast in practice. There's the green flag. I don't see, in fact, it was like a delayed reaction by everybody, and then wheelies across the front by all 3 Subarus. We see 3 Subarus followed by, oh, a little bit of contact, not much. That is looking just like rally car racing I see on TV every day. A little more contact, and Jesse hard into the tire barrier, and that's going to cause some damage, and a little more bump, and this is the most aggressive for the lead. Oh, God. Everybody goes around. Oh, and Alberto's, the 2 VWs even get into the race, the crashing action. Somehow, someway, Brandon Skinner survives all of that and gets away. And now it's a melee behind him of Tyson Landis, Jesse Conroy, and I don't think the contact's over. And now Nick Suberling is, I got to work on your name, Nick. He is now hot on their heels and clawing his way, sitting in that 4th spot right now. And it puts the 2 VWs back at the back right now, trying to claw their way back into the action. But we still have our, hey, where's my focus on the leader? There we go. Brandon Skinner leading the race. We still have joker laps that can be used to everybody's advantage. Brandon really got lucky. Almost everybody, not even almost, every car seemed to be caught up. It's very important to know where the finish line is. It's very easy to do it wrong here. So Brandon Skinner might have as much of a 20-second lead right now, as everybody else is battling for the 2nd spot. That right now is Jesse Conroy, I think, running in 3rd. Lissom at 3rd, I believe, is in 2nd place. We'll get a confirmation of that when we get to the line. Tyson Landis was in 2nd, and you can see something went wrong. You see damage all over. I don't see a fender on that car that isn't scratched or dented at the very least, and something must have gone on as he takes the joker, trying to make back some ground. Brandon Skinner still leading the way, 10.3, now down to 9.7 seconds. So Jesse Conroy, now that he's got to the front of the mayhem and nobody in his way, he is laying down some laps a little bit quicker than Brandon Skinner in the lead. But, oh, I see a boy Alberto getting loopy. Who is that? A little incident in the wall by Daniel Clark. Very easy. These cars get so crossed up. You're on the throttle, the car's going, everything feels great, and all of a sudden, crazy snap oversteer, and you've seen a few drivers have trouble with that, and it looks like Daniel Clark's caught some damage. Good job getting out of the way there. Class act by Daniel Clark, making sure that Nick could get through clean with his also damaged VW. So looking back to the leader once again. Where is my leader? There's Brandon. Brandon leading the race, sitting in front with a 9.9 second gap. actually closing in on the rear of the grid at this point. So he's going to deal with the back marker. That car has damages. Oh, and it takes a hard right off the track. Dangerous moment for Brandon leading the race. And gotta like those BMX-style glowing alloy wheels on Brandon's car. It reminds me of the 80s and every BMX bike I ever owned. I was partial to the blue, as a matter of fact, funny enough. Going back in the history in the world of Sean Cole. Jesse Conroy sitting in second place, ran a 42.7 the lap before, 44 that time by. The lead is down to 9 seconds. I don't think there's enough daylight in the day for Jesse to catch Brandon, especially with that brake lock up and almost into the tire barrier, almost into the wall. Saves it, but lost a lot of time there. So that is actually going to put him probably closer to Tyson Landis running in third place than he is Brandon. Brandon can pretty much just breathe a sigh of relief now as he is on lap number 5 currently. So when he gets to the line, this will complete this crazy heat race number 3. Haven't seen anything like that ever before. Brandon finishing the race in style sideways, almost backwards in fact, as he wins heat race number 3. We are looking back to Jesse Conroy now coming to the line, putting a little sliderama there across the line as well. Tyson Landis coming in his Subaru. So Subaru 1, 2, 3 in heat race number 3. And Tyson running that factory Subaru paint scheme. Gotta love that. And Alex Tolman having a little trouble out there. Looks like the Pale Oberto car is done for the day as Nick brings it to the line, running in 5th, brings a little tire barrier with him over the jump, and very exciting heat race number 3. So now we're going to have to figure out how all this works, and looking at our info screen, we see that we have heat 1, then we have heat 2, heat 3, followed by the C main, the B main, and the warm-up. So right now we have the C main coming up. It's going to be a 5-lap race, 1 joker lap with the top 2 moving on to the feature race, followed by the B main, if I got that right. Is that right? Yeah, we got 2. So 6 drivers are already locked in based on their finishing positions in the first. And now the C main is going to take those guys who finished in 3rd place and back and putting them in the mix. So the top 2 here in this race will transfer on to our final of the day. As the guys are gridded up, things happen very quick. Don't look away in the world of Rallycross. So, looks like Phil Scruton is sitting on the inside in the number 1 position. Tyson Landis in the middle. Billy Strange on the outside. Doug Hawley right behind in that red, white, and blue VW. No, I'm sorry, he's in the GoPro in the back. It looks like Lonnie Jameson. Got my names all wrong. It's all screwy. There's Phil Scruton to the inside. Oh, and I see Tyson. I believe that was Tyson in the Subi, and more contact. Doug Hawley getting brutal out there with the GoPro paint scheme. I'm sure that's caught on his interior GoPros. He's just taking people out left and right, it looks like. I'm sure some people asked Doug what's going on there, but we're not always in the control of our rally cars, it seems. Billy Strange moved up into the 3rd position, I do believe. Doug Hawley now limping around in that VW, running towards the back of our grid. I need another drink here. Getting crazy out there. I need another drink. As Phil Scruton coming to through that chicane section. Really easy to hit those barriers. Really easy to go wide coming through those and go into the grass. It'll make everything a nightmare. He takes the long way around on lap number 1 as he leads the race by about 2.5 seconds right now at this point over Billy Strange, who somehow got by. We missed that, but he got by Tyson. So did Lonnie Jameson. So Tyson back to 4th, went from 2nd to 4th. Billy Strange and Phil Scruton leading the way. Those are the 2 top transfer positions. So right now with that 1.1 second lead, Phil is feeling safe. 1.5 laps in. Billy Strange seems to be reeling him in at a pretty rapid rate. And then you got to look back to Lonnie Jameson, who must have had some kind of an issue because I see he lost a lot of time suddenly. So our 3rd place driver is about 8 seconds back, and that's not going to get it done as far as the transfer position. Right behind him is Tyson Landis trying to make up some ground after a few mistakes took him out of contention. And oh, Lonnie almost went for the Joker and decided to opt out of it. I'm not sure if that was a brake lockup decision or a I already did it decision, but that's not going to help as Lonnie Tyson gets by. Phil Scruton going a little wide through that very tricky section after the jump. That's going to open up the door, and it looks like while we were away, we missed a big lead change there. Something must have gone wrong with Phil Scruton, because Billy Strange not only got by, but got by and kept going, and it's a big gap back to Phil. So, yep. And if the races were any longer, we would show you what happened, but we're already halfway through this one as Billy Strange shortens lap number 3 with the Joker lap, running in the number 1 position on lap 4 of 5, and pretty much locked into one of those transfer positions. Sitting in second is still Phil Scruton, who's going crazy over the jumps, getting it sideways, off into the grass a little bit, trying to just bring it home. Phil, just be cool. You got this. You just got to drive it. Tyson Landis says, no, you don't got this. I got this. Don't be cool. I'm all over you like flies on rice. Flies on rice. That's right. Lonnie Jameson having a little more trouble out there in the red, white, and blue VW. Doug Hawley out there with damage aplenty, but I think this one was over at the very beginning for Doug. Nick also having a rough day out there. This time the car looks clean, so we're going to hand it to Nick for at least keeping out of most of the trouble out there and driving a clean race. We see Billy Strange coming up behind him. That might end those clean moments. It's Billy Strange hot on the pad, trying to get his tune in. I think at this point he's got a good enough lead. He is just kind of doing a little prep work for the A main, because he will be one of those transfer positions if he can just bring it to the end of the line. We got the chicane, the big right, and then we got the start-finish line for Billy Strange. He'll be in the transfer position, so we really need to look back. It's a pretty sure thing that he'll be going on, so all eyes will really be on Phil Scruton. Can he hold off Tyson, who is coming on strong? Only about 2 seconds back to Tyson. And we've lost our timer at this point, but it looks like it's just not enough real estate for Tyson to close that gap. Sounds like he might have even over-pushed a little bit in one and maybe wasn't going to make up that ground. So our top 2, Billy Strange and Phil Scruton, move on to our A main number 1 as we get ready for the B main, where our top 2 from this race will join our winners, the top 2 from race heat number 1, heat number 2, heat number 3, and our top 2 here from the B main of Billy Strange and Phil Scruton. Billy wasn't taking shit from no one. Oh, somebody jumped the gun, I do believe. Yep, that was a false start by the car on the inside. El Bucho and the black bug on the inside. Contact between the 2 Subarus. And we have an all-bug race out front. 4 bugs in the lead. William Bucho Martinez in the lead, but he goes wide. And Mark Makowski in that green and black. We know Mark's paint jobs. He's always in the green and black, and he now moves into the number 1 spot. Remember, our top 2 will transfer after 5 laps. We got the Oh Boy Oberto sitting in 3rd place. That's the Oh Boy Oberto of Dan Clark as he looks to the inside of William Bucho Martinez, but he couldn't get it done as they head into that final. Very hard right-hander. Hard. Some guys are using the e-brake. Not everybody is using the e-brake at this point in that final corner, leading into that back stretch with a really fast chicane that your car just sometimes plows and doesn't want to drive. As we see, Dan Clark gets a little bit into the tire barrier and spins it around. Like I said, it's very easy to do that. Looking back towards the front, William Martinez has given the lead over to none other than Brett, the quarterback Favre, Marco Makowski. And he goes into the lead, gets off that jump clean. A little bit of contact earlier in the lap there with the tire barrier. Not significant. The kind of damage that gives you some fender damage, but maybe, hopefully for him, not any camber or caster damage that would really gives this car a real bad effect. But at this point, these 2 guys have a pretty good lead. All they have to do is keep it cool. We got Alex Tolman running in 3rd place. 4th place is Tim Chitwood, Dan Clark in 5th. Amir Assad, surprisingly back to 6th. Amir is one of the people who personally gave me a real hard time for my pick and combination. So maybe we see why Amir's not having the best of days in the rally car, and we can point a finger at Sean Cole for picking the wicked brew for the day. Severiano Franco Espinoza sitting in 3rd. And Mark Makowski just totally dumps it in the tires. William Martinez is on cruise control now. Halfway through this race, no one in contention with him. Mark Makowski is going to be in recovery mode. The big question will be, can he hold on to that 2nd position? Right now, it looks like he has. Looking back, where is 3rd? 3rd is in striking distance. Alex Tolman right there can see the rear end of Mark Makowski just up ahead as they make that hard right-hander. Real easy to overdo and underdo that right-hander. You underdo it, and you just can't get a tight line. You got to get out of the gas. You overdo it, and you'll take that wall really easily. So Alex got him have to make up a little bit of ground, about 2 seconds back of Mark Mikowski at this point as Mark goes through turn number 1, and he is completing lap number 3. We'll have to kind of keep an eye on the Joker if we can, see if that's going to play a role between those two. Right now, Bucho Martinez with a 2.6 but Mark has already chewed that down to 1.5 second lead. So this one's not over yet, but again, remember, it is the top two cars go on to the A main, our next race, and a big race of the day, the one that will determine the winner of the Simpit Patron race for January 2019, and our first ever Rallycross race. And what I did today with this combination was I picked a combination that took these guys completely out of all of their elements. Every one of these guys is all fish out of waters. We see Mark Mikowski going for the Joker. This time he's going to make up some ground. He takes the lead at this point, and now in the number 1 position on lap 5. This is the final lap. Bucho sitting in the 2nd position. He really doesn't have to make the pass. He's going to probably try. He's looking good. He's looking aggressive. Mark goes wide in that tough section there. He actually sets up a pretty good line for the exit and setting up that final corner. I call it the final corner. Kind of hard to declare the final corner here at Daytona Rallycross track, because it is a strange track, and that it is a 1 second gap between Mark and William right now as they come to the line with a pretty good significant gap, 15 seconds over Alex Tolman running in 3rd as Mark Mikowski goes long ways around for lap number 5, and Bucho also going long ways, isn't going to be able to use the Joker to get ahead, and that is our finishing order. Mark Mikowski, followed by William Bucho Martinez. Mark's tumbling. Oh, everybody crash. Oh, the mechanics are just gonna hate you guys. Oh my god, everybody has a car to fix. There. So there you go. Like I said, this is gonna happen fast. We have 3 heat races, 2 qualifier races, and then our main event coming up here. And our main event, our feature, as we will call it, will be a 10-lap race, 1 Joker drivers. So we will have our top 10 drivers of the day. That'll be top 2 from heat number 1, the top 2 from heat number 2, the top 2 from heat number 3, the top 2 from the C main, the B main, and that is our total lineup heading into our feature, which will be in 2 minutes. It gives everybody 2 minutes to get out on track and get ready for it. So let's see here if I can figure things out. From heat race number 1, we've got Scott Holmes and Phil Scruton, but I thought I saw Phil Scruton later on in another event. Heat number 2, looks like we've got, I'm confused. There you go, in the words of Doug Hawley to the rescue. Thank you, Doug. So we got 2 minutes of warm-up. The guys are just out there. You know, some of the guys haven't been on track for a little while, so if they raced in that, you know, first race and got their way in, they've been sitting on the sidelines for quite some time. That'd be the case for very own Scott Holmes right here, who is sitting in the position number 1 in warm-up right now, which will happen very quickly, and we'll get these guys gridded up and get our 10-lap feature underway. Once again, drivers, remember, 1 Joker lap in the 10-lap feature. Josh, Steam King, in a nutshell, how was your train show? Did you get to show off your steam? Alright, there you go. Our very own steampunk. Alright, and it looks like our warm-up is now complete. The drivers had their chance to get out there and get refreshed with their cars. And this will be the biggest grid we've seen all day. It's going to be 10 cars on the grid. It should be a tight race. It's going to be tough. You know, Rallycross, these 3 wide starts are very difficult. It puts a lot of pressure on turn 1. It makes it near impossible to get to turn 1 clean. But if you watch Rallycross and race, I hate to say it, that's kind of part of the theme. Let's see. So we're going to go ahead and watch Scott Holmes. It looks like Scott Holmes sitting on that #1 spot. Green, I don't see any jump. That's great. It looks like we have a clean start, and it's that Boy Oberto, the red, white, and green. We're going to have to see who that is real quick. Little contact. Scott Holmes getting in the side, and whoever that was, Michael Thompson, goes from first to worst, just like that, as Scott Holmes takes on a little bit of damage, but gets through clean, and now we're playing defense. I see tire barriers. I see Jesse Conroy and Phil Scrutton got into each other. More an avoidance than anything else. I see Michael Thompson spun around again, and it looks like everybody has hit mayhem. How do I clear Jesse's penalty? Yeah, kind of everybody. Oh, who is that? Oh, I can't. Things are happening. Things are happening so quickly. I can't even keep track at this point. We have Scott Holmes leading the way, so we do have that confirmed. Heiko Sherman has moved his way into the second position, 2.5 seconds back. Billy Strange up into the third spot. So with all the carnage that started at the beginning, and it looked like just about everybody was involved at some point, we have got a little bit of a gap between the top three. Looks like all the way back to the top 5. Now things are strung out, and we have a race. It's just a matter of the gaps and distances between the drivers and the amount of damage that maybe they took on in that early round. And it looks like all the drivers are going around the long way. It was the case for Scott. It was the case for Heiko, Billy, and Mark, it looks like. And I didn't get a chance to see if Brandon running in the 5th spot or William Martinez in 6th spot took the Joker or not. Looking back up to the front with Scott Holmes. His lead is now 2.5 seconds over Heiko Sherman running in 2nd place. And, Brandon did take the Joker, so a little bit of, little shenanigans. No, not even shenanigans. A little bit of strategy going on out there. Heiko's got a little bit of damage on that left front. Doesn't look like it's going to be bad at all. Billy Strange's car looks real clean. So running in 3rd position right now. Billy Strange looking good as he looks to the inside. That slow and low line really pays off on that corner in these rally cars. Billy Strange makes a clean pass moving into the 2nd position. Heiko not going to let it go, though. I think in the dirt is where Heiko's happiest when this thing really starts going sideways. Billy Strange making it look easy, taking a near perfect line through that section there. And you can see just a little bit of maybe a car length gap increases. Mark Makowski running into that 4th spot and getting closer every lap, it looks like. So we have a real good fight going on right now for the 2nd position as Phil Scrutton kind of just gets out of the way and makes sure everybody gets through clean, laying down a little rubber and a little lubber on the track for Phil. And Heiko went for the Joker, gets back by Billy Strange. So real good fight right now going on for 2nd place. I'd love to put the camera on Scott Holmes, but right now he's just kind of running away. 3.5 seconds as these guys go real quick, but they are battling. And this battle between these two cars is costing them just a little bit of time. They're running strong enough to pull slightly away from Marko Makowski running in 4th. So they are moving at quite a pace, but again, it is that battle just costing them a 10th here, a 10th there, as they just scream through that windy section, setting up what I like to call turn 1, even though it's actually turn 9 or 10. Front row, thank you very much. Front row, I saw that in the corner of the eye. It's so hard to keep up with that. Also, while broadcasting, but don't want to miss a donation of any kind. Front Seat Racing with the 20 SEK donation. Thank you so much. Yes, I'm aware of that. Josh, thank you very much. Billy Strange sitting in 2nd place as this battle continues. And Scott Holmes, his lead has slightly diminished down to 3.4. It's not in jeopardy because we're already 6 laps into this race. I cannot believe we're talking 42-second laps. It goes by faster than I can talk, and I'm talking faster than I can talk, believe it or not. Billy Strange getting through that final corner, looking good. He has a really good line through that corner. not losing any speed. Heiko Sherman looks like he was pushing it just a little harder, going a little bit wider, and maybe losing another 10th to Billy Strange. And now things are getting a little more sorted out there in that 1, 2, 3 position. 3.5 seconds back from Scott Holmes to Billy Strange. 1 second back to Heiko Sherman sitting in third. Looking back through the rest of the grid at this point, we've got Mark Mikowski running in 4th position in that green and black bug. Brandon Skinner running in 5th in that blue and black Subi. William Buto Martinez in the black and green bug sitting in the 6th spot. Jesse Conroy, after mayhem aplenty in the beginning, running in, it scores him in 7th, but I saw another car off the track that might have been in position, as we see Phil Scrutton battling it out with Brandon Skinner, not for position at this point. Phil's actually in 9th position, so probably going to just kind of yield and get out of the way and let Brandon get around, and that's exactly what we see go on there. So let's tune back in with our leader at this point, Scott Holmes, leading by 3.3 seconds. It comes down another 10th, but lap 8. It's already lap 8. I can't look away or I'll miss 2 laps and all of a sudden the race is over. That's what happened in our first couple heats. Scott Holmes getting another lap done, and he is going through that final corner, setting up what will be the start of lap 9 as he makes the transition from the asphalt to the dirt. Another really cool feature about this rallycross racing at Daytona is not only the obvious, the big giant jump there, not only the other obvious that we've seen be such a huge impact on the race, that being the linebacker style tire barriers that we have here. It'll take you out of the game just like a linebacker. It'll take a quarterback out of the game, as Scott Holmes runs another clean lap about 3/4 the way through lap number 9 as his lead is shrinking. It's down to 3.1 seconds. Billy Strange hard on the gas and really on the move, trying to reel him in, but there is at this point only 1 lap and 1 corner to go, and I don't think that's going to be enough time outside of some kind of a miracle. Billy Strange not overdriving the car, though, and that's the big key, is when you're trying to reel somebody in, you just can't overdrive the car, and Heiko staying with Billy just about 1-2 seconds back at him at this point, so he's losing a little bit of time. But Scott Holmes running away at this point, gets through all the damage in the beginning. Actually, he kind of started a little bit of the beginning mayhem when he got into Michael Thompson, who got a jump off the start. But again, when you're going 3 wide into turn 1 in these super horsepower little all-wheel drive cars, it is almost impossible to keep it together, as Scott Holmes on the final lap can put the Joker to use just to make sure, as you can see him coming close to William Buto as he completes his final lap and wins the Simpit Patron January 2019 race. Our first time ever. He is our first rallycross racing winner. We've done racing in Indy cars. We've done racing in trucks. We've done everything, but this is our first official rally car race after a heat. All the heat racing, after all the action, it is Scott Holmes winning the race. Coming in 2nd place, it looks like Billy Strange, 4 seconds back. Heiko Sherman, 5.5 seconds back, rounding out our podium. Brett Mikowski in 4th place. Jesse Conroy in 5th. Brandon Skinner in 6th. Brian Ostreich in 7th. William Martinez in 8th. Phil Scrutton in 9th. And Michael Thompson in 10th in our main feature. So that is going to do it for this one. A lot of fun. I do have one more thing to do, though. The whole point of this really is about me just being here announcing the guys. I want to thank them for joining me. Thank them for putting up with my sense of humor and wanting rally racing and putting them through this carnage. Hopefully, we're still all friends. And in addition to that, though, it's really about the patron guys and our whole community that we have with the Simpit. So with this race and in honor of our monthly race, I always do a giveaway. So what I've done, a couple things, I'm going to do it right here live on the show. Right here, what you see is a spreadsheet of names, and this is the names of all of our patron guys. You see them in our credits every time the show ends. And with these list of names, I have a randomizer. So as you can see, just to see how on the up and up I am, we have 98 entries on our thing, and now I'm going to go to my randomizer, and as you can see, I've pre-selected 1 through 98, and I'm using random.org, so if anybody questions my fairness, you can take it up with those guys. And we are going to hit the button generate and figure out who won our shirt. So number 88, better not be Jesse Conroy. I'll blow a head gasket if it's Jesse Conroy. Christopher Bauer. Christopher Bauer, not here at the race today. I will be sending an email to Christopher Bauer. He is going to win the new style. It has this same logo, the Simpit new t-shirt and mouse pad, and I will get those ordered and on the way to him right away. So congratulations to Christopher Bauer, and I want to thank you guys. If you guys are still here on the stream with me, thank you so much. I really, I like doing this because it's like, it's fun. I just, yeah. I will end the stream, and I will run another one right now, and I'll jump in with you guys. So let me end the stream real quick. I will host that room right now. It should just have to hit go and give me 2 seconds. So that's going to do it for this one. I hope you enjoyed the racing action. It was totally fun. I had a blast. It was a total, I didn't know if it would be a train wreck or if it would be fun, and it turns out that it was a lot of fun. But you can see we can all use a little more practice at our rally car skill. It can be both. Oh, that's right. So once again, you guys, thank you very much. Thank you for everything. I don't mean just being here today, but I mean you guys support the show so much. All the advice, the help, the constructive criticism, the comments, the fun, the great racing we always get to do. I really appreciate all you guys being around, and I really mean that. So give me 5 minutes, and I'll get another race, and we'll get out there and do it. So that's going to do it for this stream. If you want to know more about our patron program, just look down in the description of the show. There is a link there. You can find it at the patron.com/thesimpit and find out about the perks, which are going to change, so don't get too attached to those perks. They're going to change, probably get a little bit better, but they will be changing. But you can check out our program there. Join us for racing and come out and have fun with us. This is the Simpit. I'm Sean Cole, and I'll see you on the track.